Hello everyone. Slayer has been out for almost a week, so I thought I'd share my experience with the class for the hobby. I wanted to learn Slayer at level 70, so my entire leveling process was done without a single use of a gunblade. I did tinker with a skill tree to have enough battle power to enter yellows earlier. Once at 70, I learned Slayer through the cocoons, purple triggers, and GeoLab. In order to learn, I built two weapons. The first, a Neo's gunblade built to all attack in order to experiment with multi-weapons. The second, a Neo's gunblade linked to a Termina 4 wired lance focused on range damage. I also tinkered with a Stia gunblade for PSE burst. As I kept on playing, I knew in order to give this class a fair shot, I would need to make a range set, and so I raised an Ajax set, which respectively brought me to plus 94.9% bonus range potency. Slayer on its own starts out as extreme hot garbage, that eventually rises to the level of game breaking. Slayer is built on critical damage. This means you can ignore floor potency, but be prepared for headaches regarding crit chance, crit damage, PP consumption, technical issues, and of course, force being dethroned as having the lowest health pool in the game. The skill tree has a lot to increase critical chance, but not critical hit damage. Instead, you get potency increases at its core skill and overdrive skill. The worst of it is that since the class is a very fast class in terms of its photon arc speed and positioning, your frame time will be all over the place, and you will see it when you know you hit the button to dodge or counter an attack, but the attack kills you anyway. In order to go from WTF to OMG, you have to raise every single add-on skill known to man for this class. Level 16 plus should do. On range potency, crit associated skills, TP recovery skills, photon blast skills, and finally, if you're feeling up to it, HP across all classes and even Techter's damage resistance add-on skill. If you have enough Infernium, you can use it to buy Class X cubes in the classes you wish to not level. Otherwise, prepare for a very long grind. Once you are done, it's off to finding a weapon with Termina 4 or 5, fix that, and building a decent unit set. Afterwards, you can have fun getting your butt kicked by frametime. But there's a fix for that too. That's right, we're going the esports route. NGS is capped at 180 frames per second. What you want is an adaptive sync monitor or TV that has 120 Hz refresh rate on it, and comes with FreeSync or G-Sync. You want to set up your in-game FPS to your monitor's refresh rate to smooth out the experience. This will help average out frame rates so that you don't get killed by very wide frame times, particularly those lows or 1% lows. All in all, the class flexibility is there. Normal attack has 2 charges with a second charge hitting for major AoE damage. All Slayer PAs have a form when standing still and a form when holding a directional key. One PA for gap closing and quick striking single targets. One PA that either moves and hits enemies simultaneously, or in standing still becomes the downstate PA you will use. You then get 2 PAs that deal with AoE damage. The first is a projectile you throw across the room and it detonates, or you detonate it point blank and have the system knock you back away from trouble. The other PA does single hit ultra wide AoE while standing still that also pulls enemies together so you can hold a directional button and finish them under the same PA as you take to the skies. The challenge in Slayer is in DPSing through tanking. It rewards players who are willing to get in the face of enemies and deliver its 2-step counter. Each complete 2-step counter is 4 hits upon a targeted weak point. Doing so also recovers PP. Slayer's main class activated skill, called Gunblade Focus Overdrive, will refill all your PP on use and give a plus 10% potency increase for 30 seconds, or until the player activates the finisher, which consumes the entire focus bar. However, that isn't bad considering a photon blast will refill the focus gauge to max. What is bad is that in order for the skill to be available for use, the focus gauge has to be maxed out. The other skill Slayer has, Unreleased Rage, will deal damage and its extension will recover PP and increase crit chance by 5% for 20 seconds. This leads to 3 combinations. The first is to use Rage and follow it up with a Photon Blast first in order to fill the gauge and have Focus Overdrive available to not have to spend time filling the gauge. This combination is used in short battles where having access to Overdrive quickly is important. The second combination is to use Focus Overdrive first and let it run its course. Use Rage prior to the finisher to get the extra crit chance for the finisher and the Photon Blast that will follow to return the gauge to maximum. This combination is great for gauge uptime. Don't burst with this one. The third combination is for maximum burst damage. Start with Focus Overdrive to get plus 10% potency increase. Then use Rage to get the 5% crit chance increase. And then fire the Photon Blast hoping that it crits with everything stacked. Follow it up by using the finisher. Finally, Slayer mains will want to start pulling their hair out as they travel from point to point, doing all possible to retain their focus gauges up. One of the options is to focus overdrive between spawns in order to not lose the gauge. Losing time sucks, but losing the gauge is far worse to your DPS. All in all, Slayer is given an option for just about every situation. So in order to make Slayer even stronger, the idea is to pair it with a subclass that will boost the main class. Any subclass weapon used will be for utility. In short, your subclass is for the subclass activated skills and skill tree more than the subclass weapon, all due to the fact you don't want to lose your focus gauge. Braver for braver combat along with a bow katana, force and gunner for PP, fighter for downstate damage, and bouncer for downstate accumulation and part break. Just remember that it's better to no more attack on Slayer in order to keep raising the focus gauge. Slayer as a subclass means you get no skills you can use as both are main class only. All you get is a 3% crit chance bonus versus enemies and a 2% crit chance bonus versus bosses. The PP on crit regen skill isn't worth it on a subclass because 2 PP on a 1 second cooldown isn't worth it. Every other skill in the tree is for Gunblade as a weapon, and you lose everything cool associated with a gun build with Slayer as a subclass. But if you need the flexibility of the PAs, by all means go for it. So how strong does this class become and how well does it work with others? This class is a self-contained class. It offers no utility whatsoever towards helping others. However, its positioning and movement is amazing. If the player is brave and loves to tank, the class can hold aggro extremely well due to having melee and ranged options. In short, done right, the player can maintain aggro, hit the weak points they want to hit on counters, regardless where they are standing at short range. Your finisher makes you invulnerable, and your fully charged no more attack has its own iframes too. A word about Gunblade. We finally have a weapon where every single photon art in both modes is useful. All 3 forms of the normal attack is useful, and the skill tree truly makes the weapon shine. In the hands of a good player, quite truly this class goes from being graded an F to an A+, and it truly lives up to its name. What DPS players truly want isn't a ton of utility, but a choice and a balance of melee and ranged options. This class is a single weapon class that offers all of that, and how fluid the gameplay is truly can't easily be beaten by the other classes. However, this class isn't for everyone. Capping it and having no add-on skills mixed with weak gear will usually make any class better than this one. Even worse is that since this class depends on a lot of counters and has the lowest base HP among all the classes, taking a hit from a powerful monster is usually fatal. Countering boss monsters that can one-shot you requires knowledge, practice, courage, experience, and a good setup and technology to be able to do it. All in all, I've enjoyed Slayer so far. Did you enjoy watching us clear Stia Purple with over 30 seconds left without using any food buffs? That's how strong Slayer becomes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.